I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go, I will guide you with my eye. Psalm 32:8. In a world filled with uncertainty, where many seek direction in the noise and chaos of life, there is one voice that never fails, the voice of God. His guidance is unwavering, his path is secure, and his plans are always greater than anything we could imagine. While the world offers fleeting answers and temporary solutions, God's direction is eternal, leading us to a life of purpose, peace, and divine fulfillment. Proverbs 16:9 reminds us, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. We may have our own ideas about how life should unfold, but ultimately, it is God who charts our course. The question is not whether He is leading, but whether we are willing to follow. It is not about His ability to guide, but about our willingness to surrender. Today, let's explore what it truly means to trust God wholeheartedly, to walk boldly in faith, and to surrender to His divine plan. As we embark on this journey together, open your heart and allow His truth to transform your perspective. Many of us desire God's direction but hesitate when He calls us into the unknown. Faith often requires stepping forward before we can see the entire path. Consider Noah. He was asked to build an ark, not because he saw rain coming, but because God's word was enough. He obeyed not based on what was visible, but on trust in the one who had called him. Genesis 6:22 declares, Noah did everything just as God commanded him. His faith saved him and his family, even when the world around him doubted. Faith is not about understanding every detail, it is about trusting that God sees what we cannot. Imagine walking through a dark path with only a lamp lighting your next step. Psalm 119:105 tells us, Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. God does not always reveal the whole journey at once, but He gives enough light for each step. The key is to trust Him, knowing that He has already gone before us. Many hesitate, waiting for complete clarity before moving forward. But waiting for all the answers is not faith, it is fear disguised as wisdom. Faith requires action, even when nothing makes sense. If you refuse to take a step until the whole path is clear, you may never move at all. Following God is not always convenient. It often requires letting go of what feels safe and stepping into something greater. Jesus made it clear in Matthew 16:24, If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. This is not a call to comfort but a call to surrender. True obedience to God's will may mean leaving behind relationships, opportunities, or personal ambitions that do not align with His purpose. There are times when God asks us to let go of something good so He can replace it with something far better. Yet, human nature clings to what is familiar, fearing the unknown. But true peace is not found in holding on to what we think is best, it is found in trusting the one who knows all things. Isaiah 55:9 declares, For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. God's plan is always greater than our own. Many struggle with surrender because they fear losing control. But the truth is, we were never in control to begin with. God is not asking us to figure everything out, He is simply asking us to trust Him. When we release our grip on our own plans, we make room for His greater purpose to unfold. Obedience is not just about doing the right thing, it is about doing the right thing at the right time. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. Some doors are open, but it is not yet time to walk through them. Others are closing, yet we hesitate to move forward. God's timing is perfect, and when we align with it, we experience His provision, protection, and power. Think about the Israelites as they prepared to enter the Promised Land. They were commanded to wait until God's presence, symbolized by the Ark of the Covenant, went before them, Joshua 3:3. Had they moved too soon, they would have faced unnecessary battles. Had they hesitated, they would have missed their destiny. The key was following God's timing, not their own. Some rush ahead of God, believing that once He gives an instruction, immediate action is required. Others delay, afraid to step into the unknown. Both extremes lead to frustration. True success is found in being in step with His perfect timing. One of the greatest marks of walking in God's direction is His divine provision. Many hesitate to follow Him because they feel unqualified or fear they lack the resources to move forward. Yet, where God leads, He provides. Deuteronomy 8 verse 4 reminds us, "Your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your feet swell these 40 years." Even in the wilderness, God sustained His people. God's provision does not always come before the journey, it often comes along the way. If we wait for every resource to be in place before stepping out in faith, we may never experience the miracles He has prepared. Similarly, God's guidance is also His protection. Psalm 121 verse 7 declares, "The Lord shall preserve you from all evil, He shall preserve your soul." Many grieve over missed opportunities, unaware that God may have been protecting them from unseen harm. Not every open door is from God, and not every opportunity is meant to be taken. Spiritual discernment is essential, as 1 John 4 verse 1 warns, "Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God." Many assume that walking in God's will means life will be free of difficulties. Yet, resistance often confirms that we are stepping into something significant. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 8 reminds us, "We are hard-pressed on every side, yet not crushed, we are perplexed, but not in despair." Challenges do not mean we are on the wrong path, they often mean we are exactly where we are meant to be. Isaiah 26:3 gives us a powerful promise, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you." True peace does not come from stability, it comes from trusting that God already holds the future. When we fully surrender to His leading, we walk in confidence, knowing that every step is ordered by Him. The question is not whether God is leading but whether you are willing to follow. Will you trust Him when the path is unclear? Will you obey even when it requires sacrifice? Will you step forward in faith, knowing that where He leads, there is always provision, protection, and purpose? Psalm 37:23 declares, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way." Every step taken in obedience draws you closer to your destiny. The journey is not just about reaching the destination, it is about becoming who God created you to be along the way. Trust Him. Follow Him. And step boldly into the life He has prepared for you.